Welcome back to Alcohol and Anime Night, the show that gets you drunker, the show that gets you fatter, and the show that is bringing you hot news from 1989. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Alcohol and Anime Night. My name's Scott, and tonight we're going to be checking out the Gunsmith Cats prequel that you never knew existed, or at least not very many of you did. We're also going to be taking a sip of the Jameson Orange Spritz made with Irish whiskey. Let's give this a taste. Wow, that's basically like orange Fanta with whiskey in it. I didn't think those two things would go together, but they do. Tonight we're going to be talking about the 1989 OVA called Riding Bean, which has probably one of the dirtiest sounding names that's not a hentai. The premise of Riding Bean is Bean Bandit is an incredible driver for hire. So if you have a bank robbery and you need a getaway driver, he's your man. And he's got this really cool roadbuster car that it's unclear what it actually is, but I like to think that it's completely custom. It has these cool wheels that turn all the way to the side so he can strafe left and right to get out of traffic. It has a super powerful engine, and of course it's mostly bulletproof. But what most people might be interested in is the inclusion of his partner, who is an early version of Raleigh Vincent from the great Gunsmith Cats. That is probably on my top 10 all-time favorite anime and manga series. I love that series. It made a huge impact in my life. If you haven't seen it, go check out my review up here, wherever I put it. It's definitely one worth seeing, and it's a small-time investment. And check out all the manga, too, if you have it. They have a revised edition that's got all sorts of stuff in it. Now, without stepping on the plot too much, as you might guess, there's a job that Bean Bandit's hired to do, and as you might also guess, there's a few pretty good plot twists in this that you might not catch. So it's definitely a fun time. It's only 45 minutes, so it's a pretty quick watch. But it is definitely a harken back to a simpler time in anime when you had completely gratuitous tits and gore, and it was totally normal to have in a show. I do love that it holds true to that late 80s, early 90s anime vibe, and I'm here for it. There's incredible shootout scenes, there's a lot of action, a lot of driving scenes, the animation is really good in it. What I really love about anything that Kenichi Sanada does is his attention to detail on the weapons and the cars. And I'm an American, so those are two things I really love. And it's very interesting for me to see a Japanese guy's take on what Americans are like. And I want to be the American he thinks that I am. But it's very cool. They put a lot of emphasis on the weapons, specifically Raleigh Vincent's CZ-75. There's even this 20mm anti-tank rifle that's used at some point, which I think is the Enzio 20mm. Look it up. It's basically makes a Barrett 50 caliber look like a 22. It's awesome. I love that they just went deep on some crazy, weird firearms that nobody knows about. And of course the cars. There's the Shelby GT500, which of course later gets used by Raleigh Vincent in her own series. And then there is a V12 BMW. It's a 7 Series. I think it's like an M70 V12. I'm sure you guys will correct me in the comments, but it's cool to see this old V12 in the chase. And I will say, for anybody who is currently running for president, there is a trigger warning, I believe in Act 3, so watch out for that. One thing that is very interesting to me is that the character of Bean Bandit, you can tell there's definitely some Violence Jack vibes. There's definitely some influence that I'm sure that early Violence Jack had on this Bean Bandit character, for better or for worse. And it is neat to see that, because I just had recently rewatched it. It was nice to see them side by side. So if you like action, and if you like Gunsmith Cats, definitely check this out. Now, here's the problem. It's been quite hard to find for years and years, unless you want to get on the old dark web, which is always quite a lot dangerous. And if I had a sponsor, I'd put that in here, by the way, but I don't. So what's nice is that they're actually re-releasing Riding Bean, and you will be able to either choose to get it on DVD for around $7.99 or Blu-ray, which is about $17.95, and I'll put a link below where you can actually get it. It'll be coming out in September. So for all of you who actually missed it and want to try and find it and have it legally and actually have a hard copy, so that way places, that maybe some streaming services that, pull a whole bunch of digital content off that you bought, Well, now you can fight that by having an actual hard copy of it, in this case for under $10 for the most part. So definitely check that out. I will say my only real critique in this is very obvious. Brothers and sisters in Christ, why is Raleigh Vincent a blonde? It messes with me so much. Raleigh is not supposed to be a blonde, but all I can think of is that, like, this is like her cover story. Like, she's wearing like a blonde wig, so that way, like, in the future, like, she can kind of blend in. But she still uses the same gun and goes by the same name. So, but it is a really cool show. Definitely check it out. Again, only 45 minutes, so you don't have to waste a whole bunch of time, but definitely check that one out. I'm also going to be checking out the Anime Impulse. I'm actually going tomorrow, which is in not too many hours from now, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of video there, so check that video out next. It should be coming quite soon. Until next time, kanpai.